So guys, recently, few things had happened. One of them is that my daughter has a little bit of health problems, but nothing too serious. A little bit of high temperature and stuff like this, and she is at home most of the time, not in the kindergarten. So I kinda stopped working and stopped streaming, stopped everything, and started playing Fallout 2. I have 80 hours for the last week at Fallout 2. Fallout 2 is a very nice game, old game, from when I was finishing high school. I started playing it because it came out around 1999. I think I started playing it in the year 2000, and it was amazing. Amazing times, and I kind of wanted to remember those times again, to relive those times, we may say. And that's why I started playing it, and it turns out that it's pretty cool to play it again. I mean, I like it a lot, and I'm reading about some stuff. I put a few mods, like high resolution and stuff like this. But playing games, and especially getting addicted to games, is not very productive, and I don't recommend it. Although it's very nice, like you have very nice times, yes, with games such as Fallout. It's amazing, but it's not exactly productive. It's absolutely counterproductive, which is bad. So I plan to kind of finish the game for the last time, and then continuing with my newest course, and resuming the streams probably. So next week we should have more streams, hopefully, but we'll see. We'll see. Yeah, definitely. Huh. So now, today we're doing what? An arm. Hello guys. We're doing an arm, hand, because hand is just as an exercise. Somebody posted this in the Discord, and I said, okay, let me try again, because I can do arms, hands, kind of. They're not too bad, but they can be better. I know that I am not doing very good hands, because hands are difficult, and you need to be careful about a lot of things. They're very complex, and also the main thing about hands is that everybody knows how they look like. So if you do the hand a little bit differently, a little bit wrong, everybody will be able to say that it's wrong. Maybe they will not be able to say what is wrong because they are not artists, but everybody will be able to say, this hand is not exactly correct. That's why hands are very difficult, as faces, of course. Faces are more difficult, I may say, but since I have a lot of experience and a lot of making faces are maybe even a little bit easier sometimes to make. Why? Because they are symmetrical. Kind of. I mean, the main shapes are symmetrical. Of course, every face is absolutely asymmetrical. Not absolutely, but kind of asymmetrical. The idea is that overall they are symmetrical. The hand itself is not symmetrical at all. That's why it is a bit more difficult to make in 3D. So, yeah, if you are making it in traditional media or you're drawing it, probably it will be easier than the face. I mean, yeah, because when you're doing the face in traditional media or traditional sculpting, it's difficult because it's not symmetric. I mean, you cannot use symmetry in traditional sculpting. Usually, you're using just your two hands as a symmetry tool, which is, How's the game Fallout? I don't recommend Fallout 2 because to anybody these days, because it's an old game, it's turn-based. In the beginning, it's very slow. It's in the beginning you are starting very naked, like a snail, without any armor or weapon. You have just one spear, which is awful. But you start in a temple which is full with giant ants, and you're fighting for your lives through those giant ants, and it's difficult because they are pretty tough when you are this very small creature. I mean, just a normal guy, almost naked. And yeah, first few hours will be very difficult, especially for people who never played the game. It will be very confusing, and I don't recommend it. But if you have played it back in the days, install it from Steam. It has a few mods, a little bit of high resolution mod and stuff like this. So it will not be a very bad experience, I think. But only for people who already played it. For the modern people, for the younger people who never played Fallout 1 or 2, I recommend Fallout 3 or Fallout 4 or Fallout New Vegas. Especially Fallout 4 is just top-notch, amazing. But it's of course a 3D game, shooter and stuff like this. It's very nice. But Fallout 2 and Fallout 1, they're very deep, with a very nice sense of humor, with a very nice story and everything. And if you have time and wanna put it into something like this, it's amazing. But I don't recommend it. As I said, it's a huge loss of time, and I would suggest you to use this time to upgrade yourself, to sculpt more and stuff like this. It's not to put it in a game because, yeah, it's not the best. Yeah, that's my, at least my idea of those things. Yeah, the time that I have spent the last week, 80 hours, which is like, you know, the whole week is 168 hours, I'm not sure, around that. So half of the whole hours of the week I have spent playing Fallout 2. It's ridiculous. But I loved it. I just loved it. I haven't spent so much time in a game since like years, I'm not sure. So I was amazed that I'm still capable of playing games, you know, and enjoying them so much. So yeah, that's a very, very good thing, by the way. I like it. I thought that this time for me was long gone, but obviously I was wrong. It's amazing. So yeah. Today hand day and also talk day. Every day is a talk day, as you know. But today it's just a hand day, a little bit like exercise. I recommend everybody to just make a few exercises to do hand, because if you want to be a character artist, you always will make hands. And it's good to make good hand. It's always nice. Of course, as most character artists, you will have a base from which to start, and the base will have its own hands and arms and everything. But for me, the pleasure of the whole thing is to make it by yourself. Just my view of the things. And also, since I'm a teacher, I need to be my anatomy skills need to be pretty sharp. So I'm sharpening them by sculpting all the things. For example, a few days ago, I think it was 2 days ago, I was lying in bed, just reading some news before sleep, and one advertisement for headphones came up, and I saw this guy, and I print screened it from my phone, sent it to my mail, and I put it here because he has very nice face features. And today I even modeled him somewhere here. Yeah, this is him. It's not exactly superb, as you can see, but it's you know, just a test, just you know, just to try it. You know, this kind of things, interesting things, just to fix, just to you know, improve a little bit your skill, not to fix, but to improve your skill. Just see something and say, oh, why, I can try this, I can try this. You will not, you know, say, I will do this, it will be amazing render or something. Yeah, I usually don't do that. Maybe you can do it if it will be good. But I'm just, you know, seeing it and say, okay, I like this guy's features, and I think I can. It can be useful for me to try to make them in 3D, and I'm doing that. So that's my thought process behind this thing. I just said very nice features. Let's do them. I don't know the guy at all. So, yeah, but whatever. I don't need to. Come on. Okay. Yeah, I haven't sculpted in almost a week. Yeah. And probably my sculpting skills are a little bit rusty, but not too much. For me, a week is not enough to make them super rusty, because I have so much experience, and that's... I'm bragging a little bit, yeah, I know. Yeah, but bragging I can afford, you know, I can afford to brag. By the way, when we are done with this hand, which we almost are, we will look at some ArtStation portfolios, and again, I will be very glad to put some hate into the world, because it makes me feel a little bit more, you know, a little bit bigger myself. That is the thing. Yeah. So don't worry if I'm hating your works, your ArtStation, because it's normal. This makes me feel better and bigger than you. That's absolutely okay. Yeah. And if anybody tell you that this is not the case, they're lying, probably. Because those feelings, they're deep, they're human, they're normal, and yeah, you can tell everybody that it's not the case, but it will not make it true, you know. So yeah, I know it's not good to hate people, but if this makes you feel better, you should not restrain it that much. It's okay. It's okay to hate your neighbor, for example. Oh, this guy with his stupid car is this. And you feel nice, you know. Yeah, hate. Hate is nice. No, it's not. I'm joking. If you're familiar with the original Baldur's Gate 1 and 2, it's like that, but post-apocalypse said, yeah, it's similar to Baldur's Gate, similar to Arcane. Arcane is an old game, and I think it was Arcane, if I'm not mistaken. But those games are role-played games, a little bit old, not the oldest role-played games, but one of the old ones, around the early 2000. The early 2000 and a little bit before that, and they are gems if you can endure the first few hours until you kind of get familiar with this, with the overall stuff, and you will read a lot in the internet. Even I have played this Fallout 2 game for maybe before this week. I have played it for a couple of 100 hours, probably, back in the days. So a lot of times. I have passed it numerous times, but every time it's a little bit different. You can try different heroes with melee, unarmed, or whatever. Doesn't matter. But the idea is that I'm reading a lot in the internet while I'm playing. I'm playing, and then, oh, what was this? And then reading in the internet. There's so much information in the internet right now. So it's much easier now to play the game. And also you can always ask me for something in the Discord channel. It's not a problem. I kind of know a lot about the Fallout game. The Fallout 2 game in particular. Fallout 1 I haven't played it that much. I think I played it for no more than like 100 hours back in the days. But Fallout 2 I have played a lot. Fallout 3 I have played also a lot, and Fallout New Vegas and Fallout 4, amazing games. But Fallout 2 is like, you know, old love. It's Very cool. Okay, we have done a little tiny arm. Maybe the fingers are too big, so we can try to shrink them a bit, especially the front part of them can be a little bit narrower. Although if it's a stylized game, for example, they can be good for a stylized character. But for a realistic one, we should be a little bit more careful. Of course, we're doing nothing like a character even. We are not doing a character even. But still, I'm just saying. So you know. Nico, I have a question. Every time I use 3D scans or other people models for reference, I feel like I'm cheating. Do you agree this is cheating? No, it's not cheating at all. There will be portfolio reviews just in a few minutes, but it's not cheating at all. When you are observing scans or other people models, if you can find them, and putting them directly in ZBrush and watching them from all angles, trying to understand the forms and everything, it's I think one of the best learning experience you can get. It's very, very huge learning, and especially if you do a couple of models based on this, it's just amazing. So it's not cheating for me at all. If it helps you develop your skills, and if it helps you to better understand the overall how the things works and anatomy, shapes and stuff, why why do you call it cheating? It's not. It's just your learning. Nothing is cheating. I mean, yeah, probably there is cheating, of course. If you're using AI, if you're a 2D artist and using AI, maybe some people will call it cheating. But still, nowadays, probably it's not cheating even. The biggest companies, by the way, the bigger companies, are avoiding the AI a little bit right now, because they don't know that if the AI will spill something that's copyrighted. That's a little bit of a gray area right now, and they don't want to risk it. That's why they still rely on 2D artists. That's why the 2D artists still have jobs. But I don't know how long that will last. Because the indie companies, I'm sure that they don't exactly suffer from the same, things. And they probably will use the AI as much as possible for their projects, because they don't have too much money. And if they can do everything with one artist instead of 5, why shouldn't they? So I'm sure the AI will start gaining some ground. I'm not super happy with this arm, but I'm relatively happy with it. So I'm thinking that there are a lot of things that we can do better. But since I'm stupid, I did the right arm, and now I have to watch my tablet arm, which is much more inconvenient than watching the other one, but whatever. Because I was watching from here, and this is, right arm. So yeah. Not the smartest move of the year. So okay, for 20 minutes we have made kind of arm, whatever, hand, doesn't matter, it's okay. Hey Nico, are your anatomy knowledge getting better after you made human anatomy courses? Yes. When I first made anatomy course, which was the female anatomy course, my anatomy knowledge, just from the research I made before making the course, just from all the exercises I did for the 3 months before the course, prior to the course, I just gained a lot of levels on the anatomy. Then, of course, when I was not practicing that much after that and everything went, a little bit more down. But then I made the male anatomy course, and then my anatomy knowledge also went up a little, not a little bit, a lot, when I was preparing for the course. and then it goes down a little bit. Every time I'm doing anatomy course, I am preparing for it for a month or 2 months. I'm doing a lot of sculpts, a lot of exercises. I'm putting a lot of hours of work, a lot of practice, and it pays out. I mean, my anatomy knowledge and my overall knowledge of the forms and how to make the shapes of the body grows very, very, very quickly and very fast. And then when I stop, because I already have made the course and it's done, so it's going down a little bit, so it's cool. Nico, do you know about Pitex, which was developed by Disney? No, I don't know. When you will sculpt yourself? I think I did that, but it was not on a stream. It was on a stream in Discord, and just a couple of people watched it. But Nico, what was before the Big Bang? Before the Big Bang was the Small Bang. Because, you know, first Small Bang just to test, and then the Big Bang, you know, the real thing. So yeah, you always have to test first, a few times. So they tested it. So few small bangs just to see how it will go and everything. So it's cool, very nice. And then Big Bang and the universe happened and everything. So that's how it does, you know. Fallout 2 is one and the best ever done. Probably one of the best games, for me at least, ever done, yeah. Nico, do you ever sculpt in écorché, skeleton muscles, fat skin layer by layer? No, I don't do that because for me it's not that useful. Maybe it's useful, but I'm just trying to achieve the final result. I mean, I can, for example, like it's here, I can put those tendons here on the arm. I can put them where they should be, around like this. And then I will just smooth them around the wrist and leave a little bit more around the knuckles. And yeah, that's how I do it. Scale to -1 on x-axis and fix the normals. Boom, left arm. Yeah, of course. It's also possible to just move it a little bit, mirror, apply, and you know, mirror, move it like this, mirror modifier, apply the mirror, and then delete this one. But there are numerous ways you can do this, so it's not as big of a problem. Nico the astrologer, but sculpts. Yeah, exactly. Allahu Akbar, mashallah, brother. Mashallah, evala, mashallah. Yes, we know that. Now, speech of life. What graphic tablet do you use? I use One by Wacom, which is the cheapest Wacom tablet these days, but it's very good. Back in the days when I started, I was using also the cheapest Wacom tablet, which was Wacom Volito 2. And I have it still in my drawer here. It's amazingly bad. It has very low level of pressure. It has 256 pressure levels, which is super low. This now has 2000, which is great. And also when I try to work now with the Volito, with the old tablet, it's very bad. I mean, you have to push so hard to get something on the screen. It's amazingly bad. So nowadays the tablets, even the cheapest ones, are much better than back in the days. So yeah. Thanks for your stream and tutorial for free. It's very important for people who does not have many money now. Who has many money? I mean, these days nobody has money. Handy stream. Yeah, I'm not saying my streams are very useful, but I'm trying to speak all the time, although sometimes bullshits, but whatever. Speaking all the time so it's not boring. That's exactly what I'm trying. By the way, now it's Friday night, Friday evening, so it's night. Yeah, let's say it's night. So not many people are watching, obviously. It's not the best time to stream, but I just realized that I have to stream at some point because, you know. Hello from Iran. Hello. Now, let's try and see some art stations. Let's continue from where we left off last time, which was a lot more up. They are very nice, by the way, things. Okay, let's see this one. I don't think we saw that. Or we have, I'm not sure. Ooh, very nice 2D arts and pretty good 3D arts. I would say, good job. I'm not signed, but whatever. Let's see this. Wow. Very cool. This is Kai Greeny, by the way, I know him. Okay. Oh. Okay, I cannot like it because I'm not in my thing, but it's looking very good. This is 2D. Very cool. Yeah, very nice, very nice. Only 33 likes, which is very low. This is 3D. Looking good, very good. So, I cannot say anything bad in this case. I wanna hate it. I won't, believe me. It's cool. It's, you know, it's in my nature. I have to hate, but I cannot hate this. It's very nice. So, yeah, sorry about that. So, let's go to the next one. This is super cool. Let's go to this one. This guy is Felipe Arias. Okay, this is not bad. There are certain things, this is blood probably, yes, but it looks a little bit strange. But other than that, I see the texture here. We have a texture of a leather and other things. The logo here is like a separate object a little bit, like a completely separate object which doesn't work very well. But overall, I would say not bad at all. Yeah, pretty cool. One thing I would change is the arms. They're too straight. I don't like straight arms. I always bend them a little bit. Although for this character probably it will be okay, but if you bend them, if he bends them a little bit backwards, but just a little bend, a little bit more natural, it will stay. Overall, it's very cool. Let's see other things. But this guy is good, yeah. Oh yeah, pretty good. He was working for a certain game. Very nice. Turtle. Cool render. Nice modeling. This. Yeah. Maybe the legs have issues because they look like Michelin Man. Let me show you what I mean. At least let me try. So, ooh, why is this color? Okay. So, the leg is like this, and this one is like here, and this is like this. So we don't have a knee area. We don't have so much. Yeah, we have a little bit of a separation. This one is here, and this one is a little bit lower, but it's not too much. The leg has to be like this, then a little bit of a straight here, then not so fast going away like this, a little bit more like this, and then here we will have the other part. Yeah, it's little things, but it's fine. I guess most people in those kind of Fortnite style models, because it's like from the game Fortnite, they are probably like this, so it's fine. Yeah, I have to hate a little bit, you know. It's not... This one looks cool. The render is pretty fine. It's looking okay. It's a little bit boring overall. I mean, the overall model is boring. If you want to present the model nicely, has to break it a little bit. It's, you know, turn the head a little bit, move the hands just a little bit, make something, one of the hands to be fist and everything. It's a little bit more work, but it pays off in that's not so boring. Otherwise, it's boring. Oh, let's see this male anatomy study. It looks pretty cool. Yeah, this study looks cool, but again, the legs look a little bit problematic. Overall, the top looks very nice, especially the abdominal area, and the arms are pretty good. The face is pretty nice, but the legs, not so good. But the legs are difficult, of course. I don't expect people to make them nicely, you know. Yeah, rhythm, yeah. Yeah, the A poses are problematic. Why blue t-shirt? Why the blue t-shirt? I don't know. I just started back in the days when I started making courses. I started with the blue t-shirt, and then it became like my trademark, and I now am doing everything with the blue t-shirt. Sometimes I will do a stream probably with orange t-shirt. Why not? I have to buy a nice orange t-shirt. This is pretty good model, by the way, and I like on the render that it has a nice ambient occlusion. It's a little bit too dark at some places. The ambient occlusion is like very black, but overall it looks pretty cool, and also it's a little bit colorized. The ambient occlusion is a little bit like rusty, which looks kind of cool. Yeah, pretty cool. Yeah, some of the folds on the pants are a little bit but it's very difficult to make this kind of baggy pants. You have to have very nice references, and you have to be very precise. You have to make some folds and then remake them, and you know, then smooth them and make them again. It's a process. It's a big process, but overall it looks pretty cool. Let's see this one. Yeah, the anatomy of the arm is pretty nice. The leg anatomy is pretty cool. Overall, very good level, I would say. I mean, here I would put a little bit more detail on this muscle, particularly on the leg, but it's not bad at all. And the presentation, I like it because it's very it has contrast, it has silhouette, it has lights, so you can see everything. It's very nice. It's very nice. It's very materialized. It's very cool. I like it very much. So let's hate somebody. Why are we just, you know... This looks very interesting. It looks like a model from the cinematic of Fallout, for example. It looks a little bit. It's very interesting. The portfolios are from my Discord channel. I'm taking them from there. From my Discord server, I have a channel dedicated for portfolios, and you just put your portfolio there, and eventually someday we'll get to it, because we are now going from top to bottom. I have a question for you. I'm working on a project and currently working on my on my 3D character, and it has 100,000 vertices. Do you think I need something like shrink wrap to make it optimized, or use it that way? I think you can use it. 100,000 vertices you can use in a computer game without too much of an issue these days. Ooh, I like this. Different lighting and stuff. I would say that it's okay. The face is kind of good. There are a few things. First, it's too symmetrical, which for this kind of detail work is a little bit not so good. And also, I would say probably the nose has to have more shape. But yeah, and maybe the eyes, the eyeballs, could be a little bit too big. But yeah, overall, pretty good job. Oh, this is from Heroes, yeah. From the Heroes, from Olga Anufrieva. Yeah, I see. Oh, Olga Anufrieva is redoing some of the Heroes art, and the Heroes 3 art. Heroes 3 is also one of the best games ever. I mean, back in the days. But Heroes 3 art was very bad now. If you look at it, it's like few pixels, and you have to it has to resemble a face, which is difficult. Yeah, this here is the original art, and you cannot make anything out of it. It's very difficult, but people are trying. Like Olga Nufrieva started this kind of thing to make it in 3D, a little bit more modernized, just for fun, and it's fine. It's a very nice exercise. Overall, I like this. This is, yeah, pretty cool stuff. We have only guys that are relatively good here. Why? We cannot hate them that much, you know. I cannot make myself better. Let's. Okay. We have this. What is this? Okay. This is Valentin from Germany. And his latest work is this girl, which looks pretty good, I would say. Very good, even. The face is very nice. The hands are pretty good. The legs, they can be better, but they are very acceptable. Yeah, very good. So, yeah, and the render also not bad. I mean, looks nice. It has a little bit of a rim light, not too much. Everything is very visible. Everything is like a soft shadows and stuff. It's very, very nice. I would say very good, Valentin. Very nice. The other things we will not look at it, but as we see, Valentin is a pretty good 2D artist as well. So many people are asking, do I have to be a good 2D artist to be a good 3D artist? It's not mandatory, but it helps a lot. If you are good in 2D, you will definitely be very good in 3D if you put a little bit of effort. But if you are not good in 2D, if you are not drawing well, then you have to put a lot of effort, but it will eventually happen. You don't need talent if you put a lot of hard work. But talent, what is talent, by the way? Talent is the ability to learn very fast a certain skill. This is just the ability to learn faster than the rest. For example, if you have talent for drawing, this means that you are learning faster the drawing because your brain is wired that way that you can learn a little bit faster the artistic stuff. If you are a mathematician, then you probably will have talent for mathematics because your brain is wired in the mathematics way, in logics. And most of the time you will not be succeeding in art very well. Not every time though, because I was good in maths in school and I'm pretty good in arts. So yeah, I'm not the best in both. I'm not the best in maths, I'm not the best in art, but I can do them. I mean, I understand mathematics. It's not very difficult for me. So my brain is like middle thing. It was Olga's challenge some time ago. Yeah, Olga, yeah. Everybody's like, oh, Olga Nufrieva. Yeah, but it's very nice to see girls such as Olga, because there are not so many girls like her. I know I've seen like couple of them, Olga and like 2 or 3 more, which are more famous, and that's it. I mean, 3D artists, as you probably can see, like Young Spriggs, like Hussein Diba, like Grassetti, and all those guys, they're guys. Girls, not so much, you know. Why is that? Because girls usually, probably their brains are, most of them, they don't have this kind of 3D thinking, probably. Oh, that's what I'm thinking. It's the problem. As you will probably notice that plane pilots, when you're flying with a plane, the pilot most likely will be a man. There are not too many women pilot. Why? Because the brain of the man is more suitable probably for this. The brain of the woman is more suitable for other things than that the male is not that suitable for. But it's, yeah. Do you think 3D artists needs to learn 2D at some point to create their own characters and stuff? Yeah, of course, that's a good idea, because when I'm, for example, when I have a task to create a character and I have just few references but not a character, not a concept, and if I accept it, I usually do some sketches. I usually open some references and do some sketches to kind of have the idea what to do, because it's easier for me to just draw like for 20 minutes a character, a sketch, instead of sculpt it for hours. It's much easier. And so when I'm having this overall idea what I will do, I can start doing it in 3D. But this means that I have to just draw it a little bit in the 2D. It's impossible to learn both. You need 20 years. But yeah, 20 years is okay. I mean, if you are now 25, when you are 45, if you push it, you will be one of the best 3D artists probably. When will AI replace 3D artists? I'm not Nostradamus, but I would say probably at some point, because, you know, there are always professions that kind of grow, they start. Like the 3D artist profession started, let's say 20 years ago, more mass, you know, on the games and everything. And it started to grow. And now there's a big demand. And recent years, a lot of 3D artists, good 3D artists are wanted in the studios. Still, the 3D artist profession is strong. And it will be, I'm sure that it will be strong more than the 2D artist profession. So, most likely, in my opinion, the 3D art, the AI will replace the 3D artist after they replace the 2D artist. So, now we are still safe. Buy my courses. I have to say it, you know, because I don't have advertisers that pays for my videos, so I have to advertise myself. Yeah, I have links in the description, I think, for some of the courses, for my other channel where all the courses are. You can check them out if you have something like if you like some courses, you can check them out. Hi, nice to finally catch you live. I enjoy your YouTube videos and classes. I was trained in clay a long time ago, but new to digital sculpting. Yeah, if you are coming from a traditional sculpting background, it's very easy to go to make this. So, to make this digital sculpting. Let's go to this guy. And his name is Matt. His name is Matt, and I will show it to you guys. Okay, so this looks not bad at all, I would say. Yeah, we don't have you know, side view or something, but what I notice here is nice render. I mean, relatively, because it's not exactly a super render, it's kind of a screenshot, but it's looking not bad. I like how the hair is darker in the bottom and lighter in the top. Very cool idea. The eyes are very nicely done, with very interestingly done, by the way, and very cleanly, and everything is pretty clean. So they are very, very good, I would say. And the hair is done very like freely and nicely. So yeah, I like it. I like this. This one, the problem with this one I see is very small head. Now this girl with very small head looks like she's, maybe, I'm not sure mine, but let me check how big is mine. Mine probably is also a little bit small, I would say. Yeah. But yeah, and the face of this one doesn't look very nice, I think. Yeah, probably there is something a little bit wrong in the face. In this views here, it's looking okay, but in this view, there is something. Probably the forehead is too flat in here. It has to be round, especially in the female. If you make it too flat, it looks more malish, the forehead, and it doesn't fit well. It doesn't work very well. But overall, a very good job, I would say. I like it from the side view. It's very nice skull in the back here. Everything looks very cool. Yeah. So matte is... Okay, I'm not worried about matte. Matte is good. Matte will be even better. You see, 10 months ago, he was making this. This is not very bad, but it's, you know, it's not very good, but it's good. I mean, especially the beard look and the mustaches. The mustaches not so much, but the beard looks pretty cool, and the hair. So what I see here is a guy who is touching the things. He's trying, he's spending the time, which is very important most of the time, and we probably will see it in some of the next works. People are just doing something, and then they are like, I did a head, which is awful, but I did a head in 3D, amazing, let's put it in our station and people will start liking it. It doesn't work that way. You have to put the time and effort to learn to understand the forms, and to touch. You see how the thickness of the eyelids here, it's nice. Everything is kind of almost touched into perfection. Not exactly to perfection, but it seems like the guy has put the time, which is when it's visible, it's very nice. People are liking it. So let's like it here. Oh, I cannot like it. I can. Put the thumbs up. Okay, let's see Ignacio. Argentina. Okay, a character. Morticia. Okay, I think the nose is a little bit too big. Maybe she has this kind of nose. But overall, not bad. We cannot say too much about it since we don't see the legs and everything. But it seems like it's cool. The hair is a little bit like meh, meh. But overall presentation, I like it because Ignacio has put enough time to make turntable, to kind of, make the turntable look from the close up and then from the back. It's very cool. I mean, this is, when you see this, you say, very cool. The idea here is that Morticia is in a dark background with a dark dress, and when you see the thumbnail, you will not click on it because it's not contrasty enough. If you had a nice rim light around the dress here, in the dark background, it will just make the silhouette more visible. That's one thing. The other thing is just behind her, the background to be more light, to have the background just behind her here, so we can see it better. It will be better just to see the silhouette and everything better. This car looks relatively fine, but we will not comment on this. I see some of the things are too shiny. That's not it's not working well, and the tires are too flat. I mean, they don't have grip. Although in the Formula 1, the tires also are absolutely slick tires. They don't have any things like the normal tires. But still, it will look better if they have some texture or something on them. Yeah. Let's see this. Okay. So we see this character. Jaume. I don't know how to read the name. Yeah. Henrico, do you think you can teach us in making a Space Marines? Yeah, but if you learn how to do characters from concepts, you can do everything by yourself. Oh, I like the legs, by the way. Yeah, the legs are pretty good. I like how the knees are sharp a little bit, like, you know, very cool. I would like the same sharpness on the elbows, which in this case is not present. As we can see here in this elbow, it's not as sharp. It's a soft elbow, which even my elbow is sharper than this one. And this one is stylized, so it has to be sharper. But this came, probably this is a low poly. It's not probably, this is a low poly, definitely. And when he posted the low poly, it just became a little bit soft here. But whatever. Overall, this is not a bad work here. We probably would like a little bit more texturing on some areas. The belts here are too boring. They're just like, you know, they're parallel to each other, which is never a good thing. One has to be like this, the other one like a little bit, little things, but overall not bad, I would say. I would like to see some skulls, some other things. Overall, definitely not a beginner, but has more to learn. But I like the legs of this girl a lot. This from Dragon's Rise, very cool. So yeah, hopefully the guy has made it from scratch, not using any pre-made models, because making something from scratch is the best way to learn. Otherwise it will be, you know, just to make something. Of course, when you are already an established artist, in order to work faster and to make your models faster for freelance or something, to get money faster, it's probably appropriate, and most people are doing it, using your own or even some other people's models, if you have a permission, of course, for base models. And I was starting to do that back in the days, like maybe 7 years ago. I made my own base models, female and male. I spent a couple of months working on one of them, but then I started teaching, and I realized that I need to learn anatomy more than I know it. Because if you work like 2 months on a model, at the end it will look very nice. It's because you are constantly making some changes and stuff, but at the end you will not know too much more about anatomy than you used to know before that. But if you make, for this 2 months, if you make like 20 or 30 models from scratch, and every time you are struggling to make the forms of the muscles and everything, and to make it a little bit faster, and to understand it a little bit better, to stylize it a little bit, so that thing is making you understand it much more. I started learning 3D with your courses, and now I'm going to do a master in CG here in Italy. Very good, very good. What does clean mean? Clean means without this kind of wobbly effects on the surface, without this waviness, stuff like this. How much poly are we talking between low poly to mid poly, then mid poly to high poly, I wonder. Low poly is depending on what you're doing it for, but if you're doing for a mobile game, low poly would be something between 5,000 triangles and 20,000 triangles. So this is kind of a low poly for a mobile game. Of course, there are a little bit more, sometimes it depends. For a computer game, it will be around 100, maybe, sometimes it depends. 100,000 triangles. High poly, of course, you know, it's a couple of millions. It doesn't have a restriction on how many polygons. Let's see this rat in here. This is Warlock Rat. Okay. It's not my favorite thing in the world, I would say. One of the problems I see is doesn't have any shadows anywhere. And that's a big problem when you render something. No shadows, or super soft ones, maybe here and there, but it's very flat. The render itself is very flat. The modeling itself, you know, it's okay. It's not the worst. It's not the best, but you know, it's normal. But the render is not good at all, I would say. So yeah, other things are props, and the props are probably okay. I'm not sure about the renders of the props either, but this one looks relatively fine. You can see what's happening. It has some shadows, so it's fine. About the materials, they're not very much understandable. What exactly is this material? What is this? How is this different from this material? It's not exactly super understandable, but it's okay. Let's see this one. We have just this guy. Ooh. But I like the hair. It's stylized pretty well. The face, I like it. It's not symmetrical, which is rare. It has a good position, and the reflection in his eyes also nice. So I would like to see more from this guy, because we have only this, you know. Let's see, Frederick. I cannot read the French name, you know. Frederick is okay, but then Maisonneuve, Maisonneuve, I'm not sure. But he's a 3D sculptor and designer at McFarlane Toys. Wow, really? Very cool. This is the Orc Cyborg. Very good, I would say. A little bit too much on the colors, on the metal parts, but it's very nice, very rusty metal. Also this kind of lizard, robotic lizard here. Very cool. Overall, cool stuff, I would say. The pose is a little bit, you know, it can be better, but it's not bad. It's not bad in any case. This is the Orc Cyborg again. Let's see this. Okay, I like the legs here. Very nice overall flow of the legs. Cool. The render is not good at all. I mean, when you squeeze your eyes a little bit, everything goes dark. There is no contrast between the characters and the background, which you have to have. In here, it's better. It's better. It's better. And overall, not a bad thing, but the render is a little bit of a problem. You need more light. This is good. This is very good. We are seeing what's happening. It's a turntable, everything. But the main render is problematic, this one. It's not good. Not good at all. In my opinion. The modeling is okay. Let's see this. Scarecrow. By the way, for this portfolio, since the last two things are very good, this one is also pretty good, I would say that those things in the top, all of them has to be removed, and all of the 2D works, almost all of them, has to be removed. This one especially has to be removed, because as we can see, the face is kind of awful, and overall it's not working very well. So there are a few things that has to go that are not good enough, because when people are judging your stuff, you're judging your portfolio, they're judging it by the lowest quality stuff that you have, which is a problem. Then you have to remove some, and if you want to be a character artist, you have to leave your only characters, and those environments, they're not doing very well in your portfolio. This one is looking very nice, but Yeah, it's very cool. It's very cool, but it's, you know, are you environment 2D artist? Are you character 3D artist? Are you environment 3D artist? Are you prop artist? You have to kind of, you know, position yourself these days. It's better to be positioned. Maybe you can be a generalist or something, but it's, I cannot speak about that. It's not for me. Henrico, do you know each muscle in human body? Not exactly. The function of its muscles, where the point they attach to the bone, is, etc. Do we need to learn all it and that thing? Not exactly, no. There are a lot of muscles in the human body that are hidden below the other muscles. So those hidden muscles, obviously you don't need to learn them. You need to learn only the surface muscles. Wow, this is amazing portfolio, I would say. Yeah, when you look at this portfolio, just look at the thumbnails. They are so nice, like with the not ultra shiny like colors and stuff. Very nice, very cool, contrasty, you know. And when you click on something, it's like a very pleasant picture with very nice render, very soft, very cool, very stylized with texture, even tiny texture. Very, very nice. I would say this guy is just very good. Yeah. Yeah, yeah, definitely. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. I don't have any recommendations here. I just say good work. From Mexico. We don't know the name of this guy, but he's good. He's Jorge Luis Benitez. So very good job, Jorge. Jorge, very nice. Do you know 3D modeling like weapons, tanks, etc.? Of course. I mean, modeling weapons, tanks, and props, whatever, it's needed for a 3D artist, for the 3D character artist, because when you are making such thing as have you like a character, soldier, for example, it's good to be able to make his weapons. It's good to be able to make his helmet, his glasses, and everything. So hard surface modeling is a must, but it's much easier than the organic sculpting, and it's not as much fun. So for me, organic sculpting is much more fun. That's why I'm doing mostly that these days. Let's see this. This guy is from Ukraine, and he is obviously a beginner, as we can see from this body here, because yeah, this is from the last month. It has 0 likes, and you can see why. So yeah, this guy probably is young, and he has a lot to learn, but this one doesn't look very, very bad. I would say it has potential. I mean, yeah, this is 2 months ago, but anatomy is not easy at all. As you can see, face anatomy and everything is something that you have to practice a lot before you put it in ArtStation. So that's my advice here. Practice a lot more, and don't put everything that you have done, which is 3D, and you say, wow, I did something in 3D, let's put it in ArtStation. There are a lot of people doing that, and that's why I'm saying that it's not a good idea, because ArtStation is your presentation of yourself in the world, because it's the biggest this type of site in the world, and you're presenting yourself by doing this. It's not a good idea, except if you plan to erase it later. Of course you will probably at some point, when this guy kind of, if he continues to work, if he puts the hours in 1 year, even he can be much better, and he will have to delete those because he will have newer, much better works. That's the thing. Is it okay to just put rendered sculpts with no materials or colors if you are weak in color material design? Yeah, it's like me. You can just put render works like I do. I'm not very good in materials or something, which it's not that difficult, especially with Substance Painter these days. It's not very difficult to make materials, very nice materials even, if you can touch them a little bit by hand at some points. But I don't like it that much. I like more to sculpt. I like more to develop myself in anatomy, into shapes, into forms, into silhouettes and everything. That's my passion. This I like. This guy is Brain Acme. And this, for example, is amazing portrait. I mean, very good. You see, ears, very nice. Everything is just superb. I don't know if this was from Scan or something, because it looks very cool. Creating a bust, Yuri Gagarin from Cosmonautics Day. So Yuri Gagarin, this is probably a young version of Yuri Gagarin. Yuri Gagarin is the first, probably most of you know, the first ever spaceman. The first guy to go into space. He's a Russian guy. And this is a young version of his face, probably. Let's see the anatomy of the body. Yeah, so here we have problems with the poses, and the faces also doesn't look very cool. There are some issues with the eyes. They are very, psychedelic. Let's see this one. Pretty cool, I would say. The render probably could be better, because we don't see what's happening here with this, like, fur. But yeah, and the black background usually doesn't work very well. In this case, it kind of works, because this is a very interesting creature. But yeah, this guy, yeah, very cool. I like some of those things. Let's see the Hulk. The lighting of the Hulk is such that it looks like his normals are flipped. I mean, because it's from below, it looks like the normals are flipped. You see how the light is from below, and it looks awkward. But overall, not bad, I would say. Yeah, the hand is too long, a little bit of a long hand we have, but overall we can handle it. I mean, it's a good portfolio. Yeah, it can be better. The renders more consistent and everything. The background not so black. The black background doesn't work very well most of the time. I want to create high poly weapons. Go ahead. You have my blessing. Yeah. Make course on hard surface modeling. I need it. Yeah, if you check out the courses I did for Next Tooth Education, for example, and especially the last one I did, which is the girl with the dog. The girl with the dog has 2 knives, at least, 1 handgun, pistol, 1 rifle in her arm, another rifle on her back, 2 watches. So a lot of hard surface there. So you can check it out. Yeah, I'm advertising courses that I'm not selling. I will not make money from this, but whatever. It's cool. I mean, if the guy wants to learn, this is the way. Have you seen The Lord of the War? Phenomenal movie. Yeah, with Nicolas Cage. I've seen it. It's I think I've seen it at least twice. It's very nice. I like how nice you are even with criticizing. You are a good teacher, Nico. No, I'm not exactly super nice when criticizing. I know that when you criticize, especially young people, you have to be like this. Okay, this looks very nice, but you can change this a little bit and you can change it. I'm not doing that. When I see something, I say, this doesn't look very well. It's not very nice, I'm just more straight on, This courses speed up the learning process, like for example learning 1 year by YouTube videos and 1 year following courses. Who would win? um, I would say the guy who does more practice will win. For example, you can watch courses every day for like 10 hours a day, but if you don't practice it, if you don't do it by yourself, at the end you will learn very little. Practice is the key. Do you think somebody can learn sculpting without videos, only with references? Yes, because that's what I'm doing. I'm trying to find myself in the art. Yes, definitely you can learn without any videos. I'm saying that, and I know that this will hurt my sales problem, but I'm saying because most of the things that I've learned with observing people, observing photographs, and anatomy for sculpting book, of course, and other books, anatomy books like Bames anatomy or Bridgman anatomy, analyzing the anatomy books, sculpting from them, drawing from them, and then analyzing how the anatomy book is comparing to the real world with photographs and everything. So all those things and a lot of practice. Blender Bros have a lot of good hard surface tutorials. Yes, I know there are a lot of hard surface tutorials out there. And that's why I'm not making hard surface tutorials. I'm making character tutorials because first, I'm good at this. And second, I like to do this. And third, there are not so many nice character tutorials for Blender. There are a lot now because I have done a few. And you share with us something you consider to be a good environment artist portfolio. I don't quite know good environment artists. I don't care about environment art that much. If I see a good environment artist, I will say, yeah, this guy is good. Because I'm an artist, I can see it. But I don't quite, have them in speed dial or something, I learned first doing caricatures and then start with realistic proportions. Should I do it in the opposite direction? No. You can do it whatever. I mean, whatever learning you're doing, it's better than no learning at all, Because I have had, times in my life when I was not learning that much anatomy or whatever. And those times are a little bit lost. Although I was playing games on those times, which was very nice. I have very good memories. Fallout 4 especially. It was recent times. Yonico, what's your advice to find some simple freelance jobs? I cannot help you with that because this year is absolutely dry for me and for everybody I know in freelance. Just no freelance. We had some freelance last year. At the end of the year, we had some freelance, and then suddenly New Year came, freelance stopped completely. So this year I haven't done single freelance yet. So probably I will not be able to give you some advice. But of course, general thing is to have a good portfolio without weaknesses too much. So all the things that are old and your skill is much better now, you have to remove them from your portfolio. That's the thing. Nico, I like your style, and only thing I want to keep doing your stuff, man. I have to go to practice, have fun. Yeah, of course. Thank you. Go to practice. It's the best thing you can do. Don't watch me. Just go to practice. Or watch me and practice at the same time, which is a valid idea. So, this I saw, by the way, this guy is from Ireland. Okay. And this is a very nice, I would say, but Earthworm Jim, of course, but there are a few things. The shadows here are a little bit washed out. The explosion is from behind, but still we have a little bit of a washed out front here, which is not super cool. So the other thing, I would make those straps here a little bit thicker. But I like how the teeth are very, very huge here. I like the veins on the neck. I like this arm. It's kind of very, very cool. It's not boring at all. So the overall pose is not boring at all. It looks pretty cool. So yeah, I like it. Here, this render, it's a little bit better because, you know, here there is, I think, a lot of Photoshop work on this one. And those are more sharp. By the way, when you have your arm lifted up a little bit like this chest muscle will change a little bit. But in this case, it's not lifted so much, so it's okay. Yeah, we can say a few things about, for example, this is a stylized character, and those folds on the pants are too much. And I think they are generic from ZBrush, just made from with I forgot the tools already, but whatever. You don't do this in stylized models. You do them by hand, and you just clean them and, you know, spend time on them. They are very important, those crotch folds. Not only the crotch folds, but all folds in general. Yeah, you can have even a little bit of a fold in here and whatever. But overall, not bad, I would say, for the Earthworm Jim. A pretty good job. I saw it. Echo is also looking very nice, I would say. Very nice. So the render itself is not the best because most of the face is dark. But the modeling I see is pretty cool. The hair is pretty cool. Overall, your presentation is problematic a little bit, but the hair is very nice. It's like frost a little bit. Very interesting. Yeah, pretty cool, I would say. Yeah. Let's see. This one has to be removed immediately from the portfolio. This guy. It's amazingly bad looking. Those also are pretty old jobs probably. Let's see. They are 2 years ago. Yeah, they have to be removed. Definitely right away. Because obviously 2 years ago, and this probably is also old. Let's see. Yeah, 2 years ago. Removed immediately. You know, not very good. So probably all of those things that are before those two have to be just removed. That's the thing of the portfolio. It has to be recent, especially when you were kind of beginner 2 years ago and now you are starting to get good. You have to remove those, I would say. That's my suggestion. Remove everything except for the last two. And you will have, of course, the top, you know, bar has to be updated. But overall, good job. Good job for the latest things. Let's see here. Let's see anatomy, muscle man. Muscle man, this is from the course. Anatomy study. Yeah. It has more to be desired. The legs are a little bit too short for my liking. I'm not saying that it's not realistic to be short, but I like them to be a little bit longer. But overall, not ultra bad job. The render itself is, you know, and yeah, there are some muscles that it looks a little bit like crumbled paper in some areas. It's a little bit strange. This guy is from Bulgaria, but he's living in Netherlands. Yeah. Ooh, let's see this. By the way, I was thinking of making this. I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm not sure it's WoW Dank concept. I think it was. But I was thinking to make it into a speed sculpt. Maybe I will do it at some point. This is again from the course. Female anatomy probably. Okay, let's see. This is from another course of mine. Yes. But it's visible that it's kind of beginner's work. But the nice thing here is he has spent a lot of time working on certain areas. For example, the wrinkles, the folds on the wraps, those red wraps on the hands, pretty cool. There are some folds on the legs, also nice. So yeah, nice things I see here, not bad. But of course, more work is needed, more practice. Oh, this horse, no, not this one. This horse doesn't look half bad, I think. Yeah, pretty cool horse. Although it looks like the there is no perspective here, and that's a problem because now the back of the horse looks very big compared to the front, because probably no perspective. But with a little perspective, this horse looks pretty cool, I would say. Yeah. And horses are not an easy thing to do, I might say. And if he has done this horse from scratch, very good horse making. But this guy obviously likes to do horses because, you see, this is a pretty good horse head. So he likes it. Okay, very nice. Let's see this guy, maybe for the last, because I don't want to make this too long. So those are kind of simple models, we may say. Let's see the last one, the last airbender. Yeah, you see the arm, the hand itself, although stylized, it doesn't look right because the time that the guy have spent into making this hand is very low. The hands and the faces, they need time, they need love. You have to put some love into them. Otherwise, it will not look good. And yeah, in this case, although it's kind of a stylized, very stylized thing, but still the fingers and the arm itself, it doesn't look right. Even in this style, in my opinion. But it's my opinion. I mean, the guy probably can say, you don't understand. This is a style, particular style that the hands has to be this way. Maybe I'm not understanding, you know, it's not... Nico, I like your style and only thing I want is to keep you doing your stuff. Yeah, already I read that. What's the best way to take your courses? Watch and immediately repeat, or watch the whole thing and only then repeat? Oh, no. Watch and immediately work. I mean, I think the best way is to... you know, when you watch a video, let me start from a little bit further away. When you watch a certain video about a certain topic and you want to learn from this video, you watch the video. You start from the beginning, you watch it, go to the end. You don't practice anything, you just watch the video. So, usually, around 20% from the knowledge of that video, you will get in the end. You will have them, those 20%. So, in order to learn better, I recommend watching the video first, and then watching it and working and pausing and working and watching and working. But first, watch it first to learn the 20%, and then the second time you watch it, you will learn much more than that. So yeah, of course it will take a lot of time, but I think it will be well worth it if you want to have a nice model at the end, which is great. And of course, if you want to take a course, make sure you like the model that the course is for. Usually it has to be something nice, because if you want to make it yourself, you have to like it. Otherwise it will be difficult for you to make it, you know. Likeness, you have to like it. What's the best way to... Yeah, hello from Egypt, I'm a big fan of your artwork. Thank you very much. Do you do ArtStation review every stream? These days, yes. But I'm not doing too much streams these days, so yeah. Let's see the last ArtStation review. Ooh, this guy is from Vietnam. I was in Vietnam, by the way. A very nice country and very nice developing country. I mean, Vietnam nowadays is pushing a lot. They are building these huge structures, bridges and roads and everything. They're making their country very, very... I mean, it will be huge. At some point, probably many of the manufacturing will go from China to Vietnam. Probably not too much, but since Vietnam now is kind of cheaper labor than China, probably some of it will develop itself. It's pretty cool, Vietnam. Let's see here what's happening. Ooh, not bad at all. I would say, yeah. The anatomy is on point. The details are on point. The rendering is fine. I mean, this is not exactly rendering, but it's presenting the model in a very good light. And the anatomy is like thumbs up, yes, very nice, very nice. Wraps and everything. You see how the guy, yeah, the guy obviously knows what he's doing. Yes, yeah, we don't say anything about that, but he has spent enough time in everything, so everything looks in place, everything looks nice. The folds on the cape, cool. The detail on the horns, very nice. I mean, this is a very nice model. It has only 6 likes. It's just a shame, you know, because this is very nice model. And if he makes a nice render of it, of course not in this pose, in some a little bit more action pose, and with nice render, it will be just, you know, very, very cool. Very nice. I like it. And also, this can be a very nice, I think, for 3D print also. It could work. Because everything is with shapes. I mean, there is nothing from the texture. Everything is in the shapes. Everything is made with shapes. Let's see this one. So we are finishing now with a very nice portfolio. Just 3 pieces, as you can see. But from those 3 pieces, you can see that the guy knows what he is doing. You see? This is just wow. Very cool, very nice action pose, amazing for figure, for printing, except for some very thin areas like on the tail and everything. But overall, amazing stuff. Very, very much detail. I usually don't like too much detail, but it's understandable. We can see what's happening, which is the important stuff. You can put a lot of detail, but if everything is like visible, you can see where the face is, you can see what is happening, then it's a good thing. And it's slightly stylized. The anatomy is very much on point, I would say. The only thing that I'm seeing here that I don't like too much is the sleeve. The overall folds of the sleeve are not exactly very nice. But other than that, the hair also and the beard needs more work. They are just some tubes that are going on. A little bit boring. They can be, some of them can be thicker, some of them can be thinner and stuff like this. It can be a little bit better. But other than that, it's, wow. Let's see this. This is good. It's probably from some kind of a game. I personally would like more ambient occlusion. It's not very contrasted, the texture. Probably the requirements for the texture were like this, but overall a very good job. I mean, this guy is a professional. He's really not someone who doesn't know what he's doing. He's very, very good. And the problem with his portfolio is only that he has those 3 things, although they are enough for somebody to understand that this guy is good. He's spending a lot of time to do the things. It's very cool. But Nico, are you planning to do a stream on Discord? Probably at some point I will do it. I don't know when. Because, you know, especially for those streams on Discord, I'm doing them by just, okay, I need to stream something because I want to sculpt. And when I'm streaming and sculpting, I don't stop. I stream. So I can sculpt for more time. I don't get distractions or something. I just do it. That's why probably at some point I will do it. But it will be very spontaneous. Can I post a link to an image of a non-character model I just made? Will you look at it? No. Never. I'll post it, no problem, it's okay. Maybe we can check it out. Check it out now, now the funk soul brother. Right about now, now the funk soul brother. Ooh, this looks formidable. The next one, but we will leave it for the next stream. Hopefully it will be Monday or Tuesday. I will try to do a stream. We will continue with the ArtStation reviews, and we can do something like a foot or hand or whatever. This is the thing from Adam's Family. Do-do-do-dum, 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 do-do-do-dum. So where is the thing that we have to see in the show off? This is a nice thing. This, okay, let's see. Yeah, this in the first glance looks okay, but this hand is awful because it's very boring. It's like all the fingers are like one finger, just you know, they're not. There is no pose. There is no nice position of the arm. It's just very boring. It has to be something like this, something, you know. And this also that holds the axe itself. It's with very thin handle. This handle is super thin for this guy. It has to be much thicker. But yeah, stuff like this. There are certain things we can change. This Hellboy, I saw it today. It's pretty cool. Of course, the anatomy is a little bit problematic here and there, especially in this area here, in this area here a little bit. But overall, not bad. I mean, yeah, the render is pretty nice. I love the rim light in here, rim light in here. This is a little bit more warm rim light. This is a little bit cold. I mean, this is more blue. This is more yellow. But this is classic, you know, to have one cold rim light and one warm rim light, and then the overall rendering is pretty cool. The black things are nice. I like all the details here and the arm detail. Overall, a lot of work on this character, and it's visible, and I can appreciate that. That's why you shouldn't do something just like this and just throw it there, because it's nobody will like it, I would say. Yeah, this will be nice. Of course, the pose of the hand should be better, and the overall, because she's now like stick like this, she has to be something like, you know, tilted the head, or tilted forward, or tilted backward, or some kind of interesting pose. Now it's a little bit stiff. Overall, the legs are looking great, but yeah, more work on the hand. This hand and the shoulder looks all awkward, and yeah, but could be nice at some point. Yeah, this is Kratos. Without the mustaches and the beard looks a little bit awkward, but he always does, so it's fine. This is a dwarf. Dwarves are difficult to make, but this beard, I love it. It's amazingly nice. You see? This beard is very cool. The hands, they need more work, and but this is, of course, work in progress. But the beard, very nice. It's very printable. This looks very nice. This is very, very cool. The render itself is not quite perfect, but the anatomy is very nice. This is not good. Be careful. Yeah, I'm just, you know, going here and there. Is the head course more focused like or on portrait sculpting? Yeah, it's not focused on sculpting asses, for example, because it's a head sculpting course. So more on the head anatomy, mostly on head anatomy, especially on head anatomy. Female, male, some skulls, that's kind of type of things, you know. I posted it, it's a barrel. Where is this barrel? It's a barrel. So we have a barrel. Very thick are those metal parts in here. On the barrels, they usually are pretty thin, not as thick as this one. So this is one of the things I would say. Other than that, a barrel is a barrel. You know, nothing to say about a barrel. It's not ultra difficult to make a barrel, I would say, but you have spent time to make different, you know, wooden things here, and you know, so it's cool. It's cool. Yoniko, don't you do any face-to-face students in your courses to help people's work? In my courses, how to do it? I mean, I'm recording the courses and then I'm selling them, so it will be difficult to do face-to-face. But in the course for head modeling, for example, I have a section at the end with couple of students' heads, which I review, which I think is pretty useful. So yeah, that's that. So guys, thank you. Today we finished. This is a casual stream. Nothing to brag about, as said in the description. Next one hopefully will be Monday or Tuesday, and we will continue with the ArtStation portfolio reviews. Hopefully there will be no, you know, death threats from the people that I have reviewed, because I'm not so gentle in some cases. But if they are, I will accept them, because I know that I'm not so gentle, so it's normal. I deserve them probably, so it's good. It's okay. Bye guys.